Hey, what's up, everybody? So we're back this week, and we're going to be talking about some, we can call it current matters, we can call it current circumstances, current issues, whatever we want to call it. But we're going to deal with some things that are going on in our world today and just kind of deal with them biblically. I'm not trying to start an argument. I'm going to just kind of defend where we're at biblically on this. But the first one that I want to deal with is actually something that Pastor John mentioned in his sermon on Sunday. He was talking about how God values us and that we are valued by God. And he reads from Matthew chapter 6. And what he reads is, verse 28 says, "Why do you worry about clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. And yet I say to you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these." So in other words, God has put beautiful things. He's clothed the lilies of the field. But then he says, now if God so clothes the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is thrown into the oven. In other words, grass is seasonal. It dies, it comes back. The flowers die, they come back. But if it's thrown in the oven and he cares about that, will he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? So in other words, God cares much more about us than he does about the grass, although he did create that and it consists because of him, but we are much more valuable in God's eyes. And that got me thinking how nowadays it seems that people value creation, God's created world, more than they do humanity. So we have all these marches. We have the March for Life that just happened, where people are saying we value life. But here's the thing. I know I'm not going to get into all the semantics of who marched for Women's March and all that different stuff, okay? But we have people who are marching for the right to take human life, but would march for the right to save the environment and the same thing. Does that make sense? So you've got Matthew chapter 6 saying he created earth and he cares about the fields because he clothes them and all that different stuff, but he cares more about you. And then we have people marching for the right to take something that God values higher than the rest of creation and say, this is worthy to be slain in the womb, but we want to make sure we protect the environment and go to batteries and all that stuff instead of gas because we don't want to harm the environment. Romans chapter 1 deals with this, and it talks about how people worship. In verse 25, it says, who exchanged the truth of God for the lie and worshipped and served the creature rather than the creator who is blessed forever. So here's what's happened. We live in a world where we worship what has been created more so than what God actually values. So God values humanity, and in fact, he places them in authority over creation because he values them. He died for them. And yet so often in our world today, we elevate creation rather than elevating humanity. And so in our current issues today, whether it be the Muslim ban, whether it be any of the things that are going on in our world today, keep in mind that yes, we do need to do our best to take care of what God has put in front of us, whether it be our finances, our family, or creation and the environment and things like that. However, God is more concerned about humanity than he is about the grass. I'm fairly positive that God can take care of global warming. Fairly positive. So if God can take care of those things, then we ought not to worry about them. We ought to be worried about reaching people with the gospel of Jesus Christ and sharing hope with people because that's what God values. So that's the challenge today. Share hope together with someone. Today, the teen of the day is Mary. Pray for her as she continues to heal from a couple of things and has doctor's appointments upcoming that you just pray for her. Help her to have a good week. All right, have a good day.